Hey, I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain. Today I'm giving you my top 5 UTV tools and accessories for your CVT belt. Whether you're new to side-by-sides or have been around them a long time, you probably know the CVT drive belt takes a lot of abuse and eventually these can wear out or even break. So you need to know how to get these changed out. Now there's a lot of tools and accessories out on the market today to help you get that stuff done. Today I'm going over my top 5 tools and accessories to not only help you get this belt changed out, but to help prolong its life. Anytime you're out driving your UTV, you want to make sure you carry a spare belt with you. That way if your belt starts slipping, maybe it breaks, you won't get stranded and you have something to change it out with. But if you don't want this thing just flopping around in the cab, that brings me to item number 1, which is a spare belt holder. There's several different options out there, but my favorite one is the Savage Boxo UTV toolkit. So that's going to carry your belt along with some of the tools necessary to get that changed out. And if you have a shredded belt, it even has tools to help dig some of those cords and other things out of there. So this is a really nice premium option. If you want to know more about the features, make sure you watch the spotlight on it. But since this is premium, not everybody wants that. If you want something more affordable, you could go with something like this Tusk UTV spare belt mount. This just keeps the belt up and out of the way on the roll cage. Now keep in mind with these UTV spare belt mounts, they are machine specific, so type your year, make, and model in when you go to order them. Now if you do need to change your belt out, that clutch cover is gonna have to come off, but a lot of times there's suspension components in the way and hard to reach areas to get to those screws to mount the cover on. So that's where item number 2 comes into play. This is the Tusk Flex Drive clutch cover removal tool. And this is just going to make it easier to get into those hard to reach areas and around those suspension components so you can get those screws removed. Now, the other features of this are it comes with a 5/16 and 3/8 inch socket with a magnet down in there so it can help hold on to those screws. And for me, this has just helped save me a lot of headache, and I highly recommend having this in your toolbox. Item number 3 is a belt removal tool or clutch spreader. Now these will look different from machine to machine, and typically you're going to have one of these in the toolkit that comes with your machine, but the aftermarket companies have found a way to improve on the designs and make them easier to use. So you're either going to have a screw-in type or a lever type. This is the lever type, and you can see this aftermarket one is quite a bit wider. You're going to get more of a bite and you have more leverage, so it just makes the job easier. So I definitely recommend looking into one of these. I would choose the aftermarket one every time over the stock one. Number 4 is cleaning supplies. Now if you've ever had a belt failure, you know the belt can either get burned on the clutches, or you can have cords wrapped around the clutches, or rubber chunks in those air ducts. So whatever you've got going on in there, you need to make sure you get it cleaned up. So to clean burned rubber off those clutch sheaves, you want to use some of this maroon Scotch-Brite and a rag. Make sure you wipe all that out. And then if you have cords or anything else like that, you can use these pliers to help pull some of that out, or the rubber chunks, and you have a utility knife if you need to cut some of those cords. So with these items, I do recommend having these on your machine somewhere. Now, with that Savage Boxo UTV toolkit, it does come with some of those stuff, and again, that's why it's one of my top picks. Now, one more thing with tip number 4, I like to have a headlamp with me, because if things get dark on you and you break a belt out on the trail, you need a way to see. So this thing is handy. This is the Nebo Rebel, and the reason I like it is not only does it work as a headlamp, but you can use it as a flashlight and get in any of those hard to reach areas and see what you need to see. Tip number 5 is all about preventing failures with your belt. So with the belt, ideally, you want to keep it under 210 degrees. Once you get above that, you start increasing the chances that you're either going to burn the belt or it can come apart on you. So to keep an eye on that, Tip number 5 is to have a belt temperature gauge. There's a few different options out there. This one is the Razorback 3.1 belt temp gauge. We've done a how-to video on this so we can help you get it installed. And the reason I like this one is not only does it tell you what temperature the belt is, but you have an LED that you can just see in the corner of your eye. It starts changing colors as temperature increases. And if things are really too hot, it's going to be flashing at you. So it's really easy to monitor your belt temperature with this. And again, when things get hot, just take it easy and let the belt cool down. That's going to extend the life of your belt. So I highly recommend having one of these. And that's it. Those are my top 5 UTV tools and accessories for your CVT belt. If you need any of these tools or accessories, check out our website. We have a lot of different options on there. And if you need to know how to change out your CVT belt, watch our how-to videos. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain. Thanks for watching.